everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, August 7th Planning Commission meeting. Can we have roll call, please?
Planning Commissioners Astorian, Landrigan,
Present.
Lee,
Here.
Manukian,
Present.
and Chairperson Yesayan.
Here. Report regarding posting of the agenda, please.
The agenda for this meeting was posted on Wednesday, July 31st, 2013, on the bulletin board outside City Hall and on the city's website.
Great. If everyone can please stand and repeat after me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval of the minutes. We have a motion or any comments?
I move approval of the minutes.
Great. Second?
I think we have a problem because I wasn't here to the end of the meeting,
Okay.
And I wasn't here.
so I can abstain and
Abstain.
Okay.
abstain.
So, why don't we move the gavel to you,
Okay.
and I'll second it.
All right. We have motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Planning Commissioners Landrigan,
Yes.
Lee,
Aye. Oh, abstain. Sorry.
Manukian,
Abstain?
and Chairperson Yesayan.
Aye. Great. Oral communication, I do not have any cards. And planning commission orientation. I believe we're going to move this to our next meeting when we have a full commission. If everybody's okay with that, we can go ahead and do that.
Do we need to make a motion?
And do we need a motion and a vote for that?
No.
No? Okay, so let's do that. Next meeting. Number 7, we don't have any zoning appeals cases. Number 8, planning commission items. We have a new business street alley vacation number 172V. Location is First Alley east of Central Avenue, south of Wilson Avenue, alley 238. And we have a staff report. Before you give the staff report, I don't have any cards, so if you guys are planning on, okay. Great.
Hey, Chairman Yesayan, Planning Commissioners, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen either behind you or the television screen to your left, simply because I have a very short PowerPoint presentation. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So, the project is an alley vacation. You'll notice that this particular alley is south of Wilson, located between Central and Orange Avenues. It is a 16-foot wide alley. The alleyway is also 213 feet in length. Upon vacation, the alley will be added to the project site for the Central Wilson mixed-use project that was approved by City Council just in this last June, on June 25th, 2013. And you'll notice that the alley is highlighted in red, and the Central Wilson project is highlighted in orange. And again, this is a new mixed-use project that was approved by City Council on the southeast corner of Central and Wilson Avenues. I'm just going to go quickly through the slides. You'll notice here the project before you on Orange and Wilson Avenue is the one that's currently under construction on the Jones House of Fabric site. And the subject property is outlined in orange, and this would be for the Central Wilson project site with the alleyway highlighted in red. This is essentially the project that was approved by the City Council. Again, the alleyway highlighted in red. A street view looking south on Wilson. And the alleyway would essentially provide the access to the subterranean garage, in addition to a podium for the Central Wilson project. Again, just want to point out that the alleyway is actually highlighted in red. The Central Wilson project is on the left-hand side. The Orange Wilson project is on the right-hand side. The Orange Wilson project included a 2-foot dedication to widen the alley. And I'm not sure if you can tell, there is a slight difference. The 2-foot dedication is, go forward. Here's the alleyway, and then the 2-foot dedication. After the dedication, the alleyway becomes essentially 18 feet in width, and so the alley vacation would include this 2-foot dedication. The Planning Commission is charged with reviewing that the proposed alleyway vacation is consistent with the circulation of element of the general plan, and as stated in your staff report and highlighted, the particular alleyway is not shown on the circulation element, so its vacation will be consistent with the circulation element. Staff recommends approval of this alleyway vacation, and I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a question because you are calling out the circulation plan, but in the staff report it says, specifically in the proposal here, to make findings that the conditional vacation of the first alley is consistent with the general plan. The recommendation is that it is consistent with the comprehensive general plan. It makes no mention in here of the circulation plan except for in your mention. Saying it is consistent, but what I'm saying is that the staff report says that it is consistent with the whole general plan. So is that the case?
It would be the case. There has been, and I would like to take one moment. I'd like to speak to legal about that. Just one moment, please. Thank you. After deliberation, yes, alleyways are only mentioned in the circulation element, so because the circulation element does not list this alley for any other intensive purposes, this vacation of the alley would be consistent with the circulation element and therefore the general plan as well.
Okay, thank you. Wanted that clarification?
Questions?
Oh, I just want a clarification here. It says for the builder to coordinate with building and safety to address any code issues. What are you referring to?
Yes, we have been having numerous meetings regarding the two projects, the Orange Wilson project, the one that is currently being essentially, it's not really under construction because the plan is still in plan check, yet there has been coordination between the two projects simply because with the vacation of the alley, it may or may not establish building code issues because due to accessibility both for fire and for building and openings between the two buildings. So there's a difference in the building code and the fire code whether or not openings are opening to a public right-of-way such as the alley, which is in the case of the Orange Wilson project site, or whether it's opening to an interior property line. So we are coordinating both with the building department and the fire department as well to make sure that once the alley is vacated, there are no building code issues. And there is fire accessibility as well.
So this alley actually belongs to the City of Glendale property?
Currently, yes.
And is it common that the alleys are just turned over without any kind of either payment or other exchange?
Mr. Chair, members of the Planning Commission, typically the alley is an easement or a right-of-way, and the underlying fee is actually not owned by the City of Glendale. But once the alley is vacated, the fee ownership would revert to those property owners that adjoin that right-of-way. So if you picture it as an easement over an existing fee-owned property, it's lifted off, and that property ownership, it just reverts to those property owners. So
So it's currently an easement over.
It's an easement.
That specific parcel.
for right-of-way purposes, for over 2 parcels. Typically, it's the property line, the underlying property
Right, right.
line is at the center line of the alley.
Okay. And this is probably an old alley that was just used to be connected, going more south. That's no longer.
It's
has
possible.
Yeah.
I'm not certain of the
Much of
history
use.
of this particular alley and its interconnectivity, but in
Right.
terms of property ownership, that's what would happen once the vacation is complete.
Right. Okay. Any other questions?
Just one, on the item you gave us, which is the draft motion,
Yes.
there's a typo that I would like fixed when we move it, which would be on the, in the underlined section, the second paragraph, the second from the last line, foot area shall be incorporated instead of incorporate, and made a part of the alley.
Should be incorporated, correct.
Okay.
Okay, with that note,
With that note, I'm happy to move the project that upon consideration of vacation case number 172V, and after reviewing the records, files, reports, and all documentary evidence submitted with regard to said street vacation, subject to compliance with State Government Code Section 65402 and Chapters 2.68 and 12.24 of the General Municipal Code, the Planning Commission hereby makes each and all of the following findings as stated in the motion. I don't have to read the whole thing, do I? With the change of incorporate to incorporated.
Second.
I have a motion made by Commissioner Landrigan, a second by Commissioner Lee. In terms of a roll call,
Can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 Aye. Great.
Thank you.
thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.
Planning Department updates.
Yeah, the cleanup ordinance that you looked at a while ago, I believe it was last
Which
month.
one, I'm sorry?
The zoning cleanup ordinance, it was
Yeah.
a large, I think it was about 200 pages. That did pass the city council, and I believe those changes will be effective on August 22nd of this month. And the city council also introduced the ASOZ, and did they adopt it yet? Yeah, it's introduced.
Oh, good.
And so I believe next Tuesday would be, they'd be considering adoption.
Great. Any other updates? Comments from commissioners?
Mr. Usain.
Yes.
The Army Corps of Engineers has been doing a biological study of the LA River and has come up with several options. They're actually right now considering the option that doesn't include the Glendale confluence, and because of the price tag, but I would recommend that we all look at this, and all of our viewers out there, and write comments encouraging the Army Corps to go with the option that includes the confluence that is near the 134, and that because it's a far better and a more comprehensive solution for the whole of the LA River. And I'm sorry I don't have, I think
Have they
it's called
released?
option. See, it's released, it's now out for its
Oh, it's-
45-day review
released.
period.
Wow.
So I would encourage
Is that
everybody-
option also listed in there?
all of the options are listed.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I didn't bring that iPad.
It's okay.
with
I'll
me.
check it out. Yeah.
So I think we should all look at it and encourage the Corps to take the option that will also benefit Glendale. Yes, sir. I'm not in charge. Sorry.
I realize that the point for staff comments has passed, but it's Commissioner Landrigan's comment reminded me that we are also in the middle of a 30-day comment period for the United States Post Office request to close and perhaps sell the main post office here on East Broadway. So people have until, I believe it is August 25th, to submit comments. And you can contact the planning department for information on who you could send that to if you're interested.
If I can send the planning department information on the Army Corps options, would you all be able to put it up there too? I think it would be, or whoever would be appropriate. Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Any other comments? We've been towards the end of the planning task force to review some streamlining for the zoning code, and I think we have one more meeting coming up, and then it'll come up before the Planning Commission soon, or will we get a presentation so the other commissioners are up to date?
Our hope is to bring it to the Planning Commission in September, October.
Okay. And then they'll get ample time to review, I'm sure.
Ample.
Whatever comes up. Okay, great. And that's it for me. If you guys don't have anything else, we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Great.
Second.
Great, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.